Hi, this is exciting. Okay. All right, guys. Hi, welcome. You're with Ali and we are Kaya at home. So I have the fire on. I know it's already spring, but that means absolutely nothing here in Melbourne. What are we doing today? We are going to work on some glute activation, especially this time of year. People are starting to get a little bit more active. Really important to keep the glutes switched on, and also getting a little bit of core stability into our workout as well. All right, let's get started. Quick warm up and then straight into some glute activation work. Starting off with a 4-point kneel, making sure that the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Take the weight into the fingers of the hands as well, not just into the back of the wrist. Inhale, breath, we round the spine. Exhale, breath, coming through neutral. Inhale, breath, we're reversing, contracting shoulder to glutes. Remember to keep the head in neutral. Exhale, breath. Back to long line, neutral. 2 more, inhale. Strong contraction through the belly up through here. Exhale, breath to neutral. Feel the lengthening of the crown of the head and the coccyx moving away from each other, shoulder blades back. Inhale, breath. Allow the shoulders to squeeze towards the glute. Exhale, breath. Let's take neutral and hold here. Okay, bring the hands a little bit closer in towards you so you're really feeding the load into the fingers. From here, we're going to take the left leg out to the back. Inhale, breath, lift the left leg up. Now, as the leg lifts, careful that the belly, I'm going to tuck this in so you can see. Careful as you lift, careful the belly doesn't sag. You want these floating ribs to be hugging you and feeling that TA connection, that wrapping band sensation around the waistline, midline. Inhale, breath. We're going to lift the leg up slightly without compromising midline. Exhale, breath, we're going to lower. So this is warm up. Now, as we're doing these, a few things to think about. The left hip bone, the foot that you've got in the air, you want that left hip bone to be rolling down towards the ground. Once you've got that left hip bone rolling down towards the ground, pick up both hip bones up slightly, give yourself a little bit more lift. Check in with yourself, see how much load you're really placing onto that outside knee. You want there to be equal load between your 2 points here. Left hand, right knee. Now, if it feels comfortable for you, take the hand out, spot with the fingers. If it feels comfortable for you, lift the arm up, 2-point kneel. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, lift and hold. Lift the waistline a little more. Holding 3, 2, 1. Awesome work, guys. Coming back in, straight over to the other side. Exhale, breath. Start to move. So there's no reason why you can't start tweaking in your warm-up series. You don't have to hold still and make everything perfect. Allow yourself to observe what's going on the other side. It's not going to feel the same. We're not built the same. We don't respond the same left to right. So on this side, I'm definitely taking more weight onto that left hip. So I need to shift into the opposite arm. Rolling the hips down, picking those hips up. Observe the breath as the heart rate starts to increase. Nicely done, guys. Taking our arm position here. Hug the shoulder back. If it's right for you, start to float. And we take 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to hold on the last one, hold. Nicely done, coming all the way back in, knees nice and wide, sitting back into the hips, stretch it out. Again, allow yourself to be creative with your movement. It's fine to explore. Your back may need a little bit of wriggling here. One big breath. Exhale out. All right, let's do it. We're going to go back into full point kneel now, starting to work explicitly with the glutes. And as we do this, again, bring the hands underneath your shoulders. Take the left leg all the way up to the ceiling. I want to talk about glute max versus hamstring now. Traditional press, heel is in a flexed position, and we're going to be pressing up like so. However, I'm going to ask you to do something different today. Take your foot, bring it in towards the glute, and think about the back of the knee doing the press. Notice how, as you do this, the hamstring is softer, the glute max is slightly tighter, and the movement is smaller. This is what you want to be feeling, that the knee is really getting into that glute, and then we're allowing the hamstrings to soften. Keep that going. So it's going to feel like a much more subtle movement. And when it switches on, mine's just switched on, you're going to really feel the burn in that pinpoint glute max. Let's take 5, 4, good work guys, 3, 2, last one, lift up and hold. Take the knee, cross it over the opposite knee nice and tight. As we bring it back to center, we're going to open the knee out to the side slightly. Be careful that the hips don't lift, keep the hips nice and low. Inhale, cross, tuck, press, tuck, press. Keep that going, guys. Tuck, press. Visualize both of your hip bones set in space, grounded into the floor. This is going to allow that hip socket, the ball and joint socket, to really work the rotation. You have 5, 4, keep the breath connected, 2, last one. Oh, we're not done yet. We're going to come up. Okay, knee is going to float to the side. Knee is going to go up and over, little dip to center. Dip up, lateral rotation. Up and over to center. What is the difference between not doing an up and over? This is what it looks like when you don't go up and over. You take it to the other side. Most people drop to go to center. Yeah, you want to be able to lift the knee to the center. That gives you that extra squeeze. Let's take 5 more. Let's take 4, shoulders back and down. Feel the chest jump. And 2. Last one. Awesome work, guys. Coming back to neutral. Coming up. Just having a moment. Recovery breath. Other side. Hands once again pulling back. Be aware of how you're loading. If you load much in an outward position, this is fine, this is good, this is really going to get your chest to flank on. However, it may get these anterior delts switching on a lot. I personally really like taking an inversion when I'm doing a lot of this style of work, where I'm tucking the elbow in, and it also helps my scapula stay in place. So let's try that on the second side. Take the arms a little bit closer into each other, bend the elbows, and take the elbows so they're pointing back towards your knees. Okay, lifting the leg up. Remember, relax the foot. Think about the back of the knee doing the work. So people always ask me, am I meant to be breathing in or out with these exercises? My answer is always the same. Both, one after the other, in a rhythmic pattern. Don't get too caught up, guys, with your breath if it's meant to be in or out. As long as you're breathing, as long as you're feeding oxygen into your body and taking a conscious breath, which means that you're not holding your breath, that's going to be what works best for you. You may want to slow your breath down and take a 3 in, 4 out. Really good for breath control. Or you might want to activate your breath, giving that lower belly a little bit of squeeze, a little bit of torque. So many different techniques, all amazing. Again, get creative, play around with them. We're going into our rotations. Inhale, breath, cross the knee. Remember, hip bones stay facing down. Exhale, take the knee around. Up and over. Don't shortchange yourself. Get up and over that angle. Where are your elbows? Well done. Which way are they pointing? Good work. Keep it going. You've got 4. You've got 3. You've got 2. Keep it going. You've got 1. We're going to press and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lifting up. Good. Up and overs. Give me 5 more here to center. Nice and tight through that glute. Last one. And coming back in. Good. Having a rest for a moment. Recovery breath. Awesome work. Let's take ourselves into a side plank. We're going to start off with the elbow activation. So elbow is down, side plank is on, knees stacked, making sure that the ribs are pulled in towards you. The tummy is tight. We're going to lift up. From here, we're going to disconnect the bottom leg from the top leg. Floating that leg into space. Inhale down with the hips, exhale up. You should automatically feel, now that we've really warmed the glutes up, that we're getting a decent amount of activity through that supportive glute. 5, 4, 3, really good for waistline as well. 2, last one, lift and hold. Take the arm up towards the ceiling. Now, if you're needing a little bit more, extend that leg. If this is already strong, keep it bent. If you need to rest, rest. We're holding 5, 4, 3, 2, full series. Inhale, dips down towards the floor, hand joints, a little bit of coordination work. Exhale, reach, inhale, dip, exhale, reach, inhale, dip. Variation 2. Nicely done. Variation 3, a little bit softer. Take the hip on the floor. Keep this going. So a lot of the time, guys, choosing a softer variation doesn't mean you're weaker. It just means that you're doing what your body needs. So wherever you're at, let's take 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Hold and recover. Woo, that was good. Sitting up in our mermaid position, take that same arm, cross the arm onto the other knee and stretch. Breathe. Let's calm the heart rate down a little. Let's take our twist, going away from the legs, coming down to the floor. Twist it out. All right, other side. Elbow one. Remember, with our elbow, we're trying to stack shoulder over elbow. Get that nice deep cavity underneath the armpit, press into the hand. Inhale, exhale, up we go. Starting off with our floats. 4, 3, good work, guys. 2, last one. Let's lift up. Okay. So once we've warmed up that second side, remember, you always want to warm up the second side a little bit more than the first because we usually like to favor our stronger side first. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Coming into our floats. So variation number 2 here. Variation 1 was the extension. And the old alternative, hips on the floor. Now, just because you've got the hips on the floor doesn't mean that you need to allow all the weight to be in that hip. So for instance, I'm working really hard and you can hear my breath and I've got my hip on the floor. The reason is I'm feeding probably about 10% of the load into that underneath hip. It's just a good alternative not to exhaust my back. I do have back issues. But I'm definitely working hard through that hip. 2, last one, reaching up, 5, 4, 3, 2, grit it out, guys, and recover. Ah! Arm up, stretch. Big barrel breaths. Take a twist. Stretch it out. Awesome work. Okay, let's do our little stretch to finish off with. Soles of the feet together, knees up wide. This may feel a little uncomfortable after everything we've just done. Walk the hips back a little bit. If you need to pull out the glutes, do so. So the importance of stretching, guys, but also the importance of breath when you finish. Pilates isn't only about activating muscles and getting everything tighter. It's also about expanding, yeah? Expanding the breath, the diaphragm, those intercostal muscles that get really tight when we're feeling perhaps a little bit anxious. So as we stretch forward, relieving the glutes a little bit here, let's try and really work that diaphragm and that barrel breath. Breathing in, expanding the ribs laterally. Exhale. Let them fall. Come forward a little. Inhale. Big expansion breath. Exhale. Let them fall. Come forward a little more. Take 2 more here. Last one. Fantastic. All right. Well, that's our express glute activation. You can do this anytime, anywhere, well, kind of anywhere. But it's a great little exercise routine to keep your glutes activated. We are targeting all those glute muscles, max, mid, min, all in one hit. If you'd like to see more specialized workouts, please comment below. We're always here to help and support. Thank you for having me, guys. Have a great day or have a great night. Bye.